Hello, welcome. This is Chapter 12, and we're learning how to prepare payroll time cards, and how to prepare the payroll, record it, calculate payroll taxes, keep your payroll register, employee's earning record, and of course to prepare the payroll checks. Okay, in 12-1, you're preparing payroll time cards. Now, I know this sounds a little old or out of date because we have the time clocks now, but the time clock does not automatically generate this information that you need. So we still have time cards for our hourly employees here at school. I know that there's a lot of businesses, if you're not salary, that means you get a flat amount of money for working for that period of time. Like I get a set wage for the whole month. As long as I don't miss work, that's what I earn. Whether I put in 30 hours or I put in 80 hours, I make the same amount. But when you're hourly, it has to be calculated. Okay, a few things that we need to know and clarify ahead of time. A payroll period, it could be 1 week, it could be 2 weeks, or it could be monthly. For this thing, they use every 2 weeks, twice a month, or once a month. Okay, Hobby Lobby, semi-monthly. Okay, so they're paid twice a month on the 15th and the last day of the month. We're going to have to pause. I don't know if this will work. It looks like it might work. I paused the recording because the bell rang and kids come through, you know, clunk, clunk, clunk. You couldn't hear me if I tried. Normally, a person works an 8-hour day. My husband, on the other hand, works a 12-hour day. It does not mean just because he put in his over his 8 hours, that 4 hours of that is overtime. That's not true. And when they're figuring a bi-weekly, he gets paid every 2 weeks. He doesn't get just paid twice a month. He gets paid every 2 weeks. There's a difference. And so after he has his 80 hours in, after his 80 hours are in, then the rest is overtime. But you got to be careful because you might think you have all this overtime in, and then 1 week you work 70 hours, and the next week you only work 80. You work 10 hours. You don't have any overtime coming. That's just the way that the government allows that to happen. But the government does say that in most cases, that if you work over your 8 hours, then your overtime starts. But if you're looking at pay periods, if they go by the pay period, then it's not till you reached your 80 hours for your 2 weeks. When you're doing semi-monthly, there's a lot more to it than that. For your calculations here, they are just making you work with anything over 8 hours in a day is overtime. So, here is the easy part. They don't even have you using the time card itself right now, which I thought that's what we were going to do. So I'm thrown off. All they're having you do here is they're saying, in this week, this person worked 40 regular hours and 5 hours of overtime. This person earned $9 an hour. Okay, so the regular earnings, how do you figure that? Well, you take your calculator, 40 hours times $9, and that's $360. Now, for overtime, you get time and a half. So how do I calculate that? For me, it's just, I know how to do it. It's fine. For you, you might want to take the 9 and divide it by 2, because that's half, right? And you're going to add 9 to it, because it's 1.5. So, 5 hours at $13.50 an hour. So $67.50. Oops. Total earnings, well, you add the two together. $67.50 and $360. And you come up with, not quite. Sorry about this. 360 plus 67.50. There we go. Next one, same process. 40 times 12.50. $500. What's half of $12.50? $6.25. Add $6.25 to $12.50. You should have $18.75. Let's make certain I'm correct. Divide it by 2 equals plus $12.50. 1.5 times, remember. $18.75 times 3 hours equals $56.25. Add them together, where you're going to get $556.25. Here, there is no overtime, so that's just 30 hours times the $9.75. You can do the math. You don't need me to take you through this. Here, what would be your time and a half? Well, what's half of 11? $5.50. So $5.50 and $11 is $16.50, right? And times it by 2, that would get you the overtime. You can do the rest of this. I don't need to step you through that part. I'm going to see if this worked, and keep on working, because right on into on your own, and then I want you to do the application. Thank you.